These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z via PDK. Question: I do not understand why Iraq and Vietnam, etc., they would pay out so much money to exchange old money. It sounds too good to be true. Mark Z says these currencies were artificially decreased in value, so the value was there and then it was decreased. Think of it as restoring the value that should be there. Right from Claire article quote, after reaching international forums, the Iraqi company TNFX obtains a global license. Quote, the license allows it to deal financially in Iraq and abroad. It is one of the reliable international financial dealing companies, unquote. Claire says this is copied from the TNFK website. TNFX is an ECN Forex broker serving both individual and corporate clients. We offer our clients a comprehensive range of trading tools, technical support, and advisory services with the aim of making the trading process efficient, hassle-free, risk-free, and above all, profitable for the client from new account registration to funds withdrawal. Frank26 says when the new small category notes come out, there's going to be a 1, 5, 10, and 20 dinar and a 50 and 100. Later, the fills will come out. The new 20K is a 30 note that is educating the citizens of Iraq of their currency changing right before their eyes. This had to happen. Militiaman says we've been told over and over that the CBI has upwards of 90 to $145 billion reserves, over 130 tons of gold. The border income may match or exceed Iraq's oil revenues. Add in natural gas deals, you get the picture. The new notes expected will be supported by all aforementioned and the private sector once the RI construction process begins. We know what the CBI is about to do, or wouldn't they be talking about deleting the 3 zeros from the exchange rate now, would they? Sampson article quote, American Institute, the world is moving towards not recognizing the Iraqi diplomatic passport. Quote, the Geneva Convention granted the right to every state participating in the United Nations to issue 1,000 diplomatic passports for every 100 million of its population. Japan, with a population of 125 million, issued only 1,000 diplomatic passports. Iraq, 40 million people, has issued 15,000 passports. Many problems contributed to the spread of Iraqi diplomatic passports, most notably the bubble of political elites in Iraq, waste, and corruption. Caparoni says Iraq is in no position to change the exchange rate at this time. Iraq needs to diversify away from oil, create a private sector market economy where they manufacture, have agriculture, etc., to support their own economy. Until they pass laws, have a stable government, foreign investment to diversify, nothing is going to happen. All right, Pimpy question. We realize there are certain steps that must take place before the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, but in your opinion, is there a scenario in which it could be done sooner than later? Of course it would. You got to understand who determines the rate change is going to be between the Central Bank of Iraq, and it will be discussed with the Prime Minister and the President of Iraq as to why they feel a higher exchange rate is necessary. If they agree, they go ahead and make the change. All right, Breitling question, don't shoot the messenger. The concept is out there often. Iraq is in no position to float the Iraqi dinar because they are 90% dependent on oil, and until they pass laws, diversify the economy, the central bank will not float the dinar. This is going to take months or even years before they're in a position to begin to raise the value. What is wrong about that statement? Breitling says it's completely backwards because what they need to do if they want to diversify is to add value to the currency. They can't diversify without a currency. Walking Stick via Frank26 says Iraq is no longer a weak country with a weak government with a weak currency. The IMF, AMF, World Bank are counting on the IQD as they count their new small category notes in their banks, whether they be physical or electronic. Lastly, Frank26 article quote, America and Britain, the green events cannot be allowed to happen again, and Iraq needs to form a government. Frank26 says, notice the concern of Iraq investors. They constantly repeat, sit your government, please. Why? Because they all know that is needed for the reform. All that is needed for the reform is an official government. Got by Kazemi.